Here's a short little intro. My name is Mike Bechtold. I This is my first entry of dealing with COVID. I've been in the hospital for 3 days. Today is Saturday morning, about 6 o'clock. And I came down with this about almost 2 weeks ago. It was on a Tuesday, so that makes it about 12 days ago. And the symptoms ended up being just sweats. And we were traveling to Iowa. We were doing things to prepare. I had taken the week off of work to prepare for my son's graduation party, which we were going to have, which we had last Saturday. And I just wanted to record this to share why people should get vaccinated. My family and I have procrastinated on getting vaccinated due to a lot of mixed feelings out there, due to just over politicizing of the vaccine. And it was just, we were waiting for lots of different things to happen, and we just procrastinated way too long. And so let me go back to the beginning of this whole thing, where I think things started. 2 weeks ago, I was at a graduation party for my niece, and I think I might have contracted it there. I don't know for sure, but the symptoms started 2 days afterwards, 2 to 3 days afterwards on a Tuesday. And that whole week I was off, again, preparing for my son's graduation the following weekend. And so part of preparing for that was we needed to go down and get my mother-in-law and sister-in-law from Iowa. And in that process, my wife was too tired to drive by herself, so I went with her. And on the way down to Iowa, we finally got there on Tuesday night, and that's sort of where it hit me. And on the way back, I just felt completely wiped out, exhausted, and it just hit me like I had a fever, like a flu. And I've had this type of thing before, so I didn't think twice of it. So we came back home. It was just a short trip to go down and come back the next day. And I have a little side business I run out of my garage that was woodworking based. So we were planning on having a party outside in our backyard. So, and hosting the food out of our garage. So our garage needed to be a little cleaned up, and we had to finish up the projects I had going on in there, which I did. And at the same time, we had to clean the garage. So those were the things that I ended up pushing myself through. Meanwhile, those things exhausted me, and I ended up recoiling back to our bedroom area and tried to get some extra rest. And since that time, I really don't know how well I was eating. I know that when it came time for the party, I ate okay. But since then, I wasn't able to eat very well until I got here to the hospital. When I started getting treatments here at the hospital, I was actually able to eat better. I jumped ahead on the eating aspect of it all. But some of the things that I learned, uh, I didn't start coughing until Sunday after the graduation party, and I thought I wasn't dealing with shortness of breath. Before that, I most likely was, as part of my exhaustion. Uh, if I would have known about it then, and we would have been using the oxygen meter or something like that we have at home, we could have been judging all this. That would have been good to know too. The other things to know, that Monday I called through our healthcare provider, the doctor's line, for the very first time. And so we talked through it all. It didn't sound like I had the symptoms for COVID. I still sound like I had a low grade fever, and because my temperature never actually got over 100 degrees. Monday, later that week, Thursday, is when my temperature actually, well, I wasn't checking it often enough, but Thursday is when my temperature was actually over 100 degrees. And probably should have checked it more often. But on Monday when I talked to the doctor, it just seemed like all the symptoms didn't line up that I needed to go get tested. And I probably should have resisted that thought and gotten tested. It just seemed like this was... my sister-in-law was just saying, yeah, he's got the COVID, he's got the COVID, he's got the COVID. And her being a nurse practitioner for a assisted living house, she kind of knows this stuff. And I should have listened to my sister-in-law. And but to me, it just felt like I was dealing with a fever, a flu-type fever. And so it finally took the time that, well, my fever hit 100 degrees on Thursday, that we went to urgent care, and they measured my oxygen level at the clinic, and the clinic said you should go to the hospital. So, and that Thursday is when this hospital stay started. And things to know about what's going on right now. I'm at high flow oxygen through the nose, as you can see. I had a good night's sleep the first night with melatonin they gave me. But the second night they gave me melatonin. Last night I only slept for probably a good 2 hours, if that. And then somehow or another rolled out of it, and I could not get back to sleep. The other part of this is that with the high flow oxygen, I believe it's at 50 liters, and that sort of escalated after yesterday morning, when I had to get up and do a bathroom break, and I could not recover fast enough. So they called in respiratory, and that's what bumped me up to a high flow. And obviously the next stages could be stuff like a BPAP, CPAP, and then eventually intubation if needed. Praying not to have that. It just extends the stay even longer, of course. Sorry for the short break. Just needed to take a little tap. So, again, it's at 50 liters, usage of about 75%, what I was heard last night. And actually, it sounds like, from what I've been hearing, I've been doing actually really well. My stats have actually been doing pretty good. The only dilemma I've been dealing with is I'm fighting sweats still. I've been fighting these sweats for the last 12 days. And it's just um, hard to deal with. I know that I have people praying for me. I am a Christian, born again believer, and I know where my destination is if things do tend to go south. But I do not want there. I have will and drive that I want to continue this in this life. This just causes me to change my focus. My direction in life has always been busy, 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 keep going. And I've not really spent much time with my family. And so I think this is just going to have us sort of reprioritize our family. Um, I don't know how that's going to lead, but we'll have to see. And I don't know what the long haul, what that means in days, if that's a week or 2 weeks more. We'll have to see. And so we'll have to see. Um, I'm going to end it right now. Uh, Seems like this is a fairly lengthy message, so we'll talk with you later.